Hey everyone, welcome back to the Astral Tourist. Settle in and let's talk about my last night's itinerary. Last night the coordinates dropped me somewhere I don't usually frequent, an astral hospital. I have been to a few of these in the past. You can find them in my playlist about astral hubs and malls, etc. I don't have the malls, astral malls, or hospitals separate yet in their own playlists, but I have it all in under astral hubs. So, they're fascinating, all of those hubs. So check it out. The whole experience left me thinking about how we anchor realities out there and how sometimes you're just called in to be a companion or a helper, an assistant, whatever you want to call it, a bestie, the power grounding agent of the universe. Yes. So when I first became lucid in this space, the place was practically a ghost town. So I had not made any intentions to astral travel anywhere specific last night. I just thought maybe I'll float out of my body and go flying. And that was as much as I thought about it last night. So I just kind of phased into this area. It was definitely an astral projection. They just feel so different to me that I know. I do have other ways to check. And if you want to find out about all of that, I also have a how-to playlist. So anyway, for this experience, the place was practically a ghost town, completely empty, vast, with cool but not neon-toned corridors. There was a lot of, you want to almost say bright blue, but not quite. It was vibrant in there, but not overdone. With, I want to say white tables, but I think they were more metallic, super a light silver, almost white, and chairs to match the tables. It felt kind of like a movie set before the actors arrive, a static template, just waiting for a signal. And I was not alone. I was with a quote-unquote friend, someone who felt familiar, like I knew him, but I don't actually know this man in the waking world. I only know him in the astral. And I don't think we're like besties. I think he's just somebody I know there. And apparently I have a friendly relationship, but not too friendly, or I think I would remember more about him. Anyway, he was a man with short, dark, sandy hair. Think of wet sand. It's not quite brown, but getting there. So as we were waiting, I walked over to the massive glass doors at the end of the hallway, because I love to do this. If you'll listen to the rest of my sharings, I always want to see what's out there and where I am and what I think about it. And it also kind of counts as a reality check too. And I wanted to see what the view was like. So instead of a deep space expanse or like a mall parking lot scene, a lot of astral malls I look out and there's a big parking lot. But not this time. This time, I saw a boundary. It was a grayish vibrational sheath, all thin and wispy, but unmistakable. So for those of you tracking astral geography, what I was looking at was the inner edges of a consensus reality bubble. And I've seen many, many of these sheaths. I call them sheaths, SHEATHS. So these are very common. They're kind of fluidic, soft. It's not hard to penetrate them if you want to leave the zone. So don't be afraid to go through these. And that's what I saw. And now in the astral planes, for those who are not familiar, environments built by collective human thought, especially specific institutions such as hospitals, schools, or parks, often exist in these types of localized pockets. These are created areas. And for those of you who read Robert Monroe, this is the exact mechanics of what he called Focus 27. a park-like consensus transition dimension designed with highly structured, familiar environments to help travelers and souls feel grounded. Inside the bubble, the rules of the environment are held together by the collective expectations of the people who use it. That thin, wispy gray sheath on the outside is the energetic membrane. It kind of acts like a firewall, even though it's very thin and sheathy, separating the structured shared concept of the hospital, in this case, from the completely fluid, chaotic, emotional energy of the astral realm. I've seen other types of sheaths like this and barriers, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So I actually thought about just phasing through it and going flying because, that's what my original intention was, to just go flying, remember? But my friend asked me to stay. He said he had an appointment set up for us at 10 a.m. And now time out there is fascinating, as always. Back in my physical bed, I actually woke up around my usual 7:30 a.m. time. But let's not skip ahead. Inside a consensus bubble like this, time conforms strictly to the collective expectation of the environment, independent of our waking world clocks. So my friend and I decided to wait out the clock. I was waiting with him for him. Someone I didn't know, brought us these beautiful glass vases filled with vibrant blue hydrangeas and wildflower bouquets while we sat there waiting at one of the tables. Now, this is particularly interesting because I'm not sure if that was my higher self or my friend that manifested it or the environment that manifested it, because hydrangeas are one of my favorite flowers, and so are daisies, which are wildflowers and, weeds, I know, but go ahead, laugh at me, but that's what I like. So I would have told somebody this if I was trying to tell them, if my mind is wandering, tell me I'm astral projecting, remind me, tell me hydrangeas, tell me daisies. I would have said to tell me things like that. And so those that know me in the astral know to ping me with these images and to remind me I'm astral projecting and all of that. But my higher self also knows this, and I've trained myself, even in dreams, to bring up these kinds of images to help me remain lucid. So these are particular images created for me, either by me or by others, to, it points out for me that things are important. Stay here. Again, the friend had asked me to stay. And so then there's this follow-up of these images, which are telling me focus on these, and they're like stabilizing anchors about staying. My mind was drifting a little bit, but then it kept going back to the flowers, so it worked. I was thinking, wow, I really want to go flying. And then I was like, yeah, but this really nice person gave me these hydrangeas, and I know they're important, and I should stay. So my mind was looping a little bit from, a little bit of astral fatigue there, but it worked, and I stayed. And when 10 a.m. hit, someone flipped kind of a cosmic switch, like not literally, but this was the exact moment the bubble synced with the collective group mind and went completely live. Now, up till then, this hospital was almost completely empty. So, there were a few people wandering around, and that was it, and me and my friend. So suddenly, the empty hospital flooded with people arriving through the main doors and also just phasing in or shifting in. If you like that word, shifting, people were coming in every which way and appearing, and it was suddenly a super busy place. The doctor's office manifested and didn't even have a door, just an open, brilliantly lit kind of archway which illuminated instantly. And sometimes it looked like an archway, and sometimes it looked like the part of the office was just all lit up on that wall. And you could go in there. And the doctor was a woman with short brown curly hair and a white coat. Because thought translates into instant action in these higher vibrational spaces. She started moving at absolute super speed to manage the dense crowd. I mean, this was the lady in charge. And she was totally bypassing slow physical world mechanics. She was bypassing the lower astral and even mid-astral kinds of mechanics and movements. She was working super speed in a higher dimension, but interacting with this area. So I got called in first. But it was a total kind of drive-by, wink and you're done appointment. She looked at my paperwork, scanned it. There was a lot of silver light going on, and sent me right back out into the hallway in like less than 20 seconds. Less than 30 seconds I wrote down, but I think it was more like less than 20 seconds, maybe even faster. Talk about being super efficient. And she gave me a small bottle of white pills I already knew were placebos. I've had this happen before where they give you what you're expecting, like you're in and out, and here's what you were expecting. And in the astral, medicine is often purely symbolic. It's the intent of healing packaged into a familiar form like a pill, so our human minds can easily accept it. But as you all know, at least my regulars do, my regular listeners, I'll be asking more questions anyway, even, despite efficiency, even though I got booted into the hallway. So, yeah, I'm going to be a little pest. I wasn't even planning to do another episode so soon, but, I'm that inquisitive anyway. Episode or no episode, I'm going to be asking lots of questions. But you know what? As I was about to ask them, she already had that covered at super speed too. She was in super telepathy mode. She was, like I said, she was operating at a higher vibrational frequency than like the rest of us, but it was still low enough to connect with where we were at, which was not a low frequency. It was more like mid to higher astral, and then she was like a couple of steps above us or something, maybe more. She telepathed from the room she was in. Remember, I'm now back out in the hallway. She gave me a nice little push there. But it wasn't like a hard one or anything. It was just efficient. So she telepathed from her room, that she needed to spend more time with my sandy-haired friend. He had some underlying issues, which he wasn't even aware of. To show me what she meant, she projected a quick mental image right into my mind, showing his energetic form with 2 tiny dense brown spots inside him. Now, I don't know who he is in the waking world, remember, but I've been sending him some good Reiki light energy today. I hope he's doing okay. Often these things show up in the astral long before they even physically manifest, so I'm hoping they never manifest physically for him. So I thought that part was really cool. Like, talk about early intervention in the astral. And looking back, I realized I wasn't there because I needed a checkup. All I got were placebos and a quick skim through the paperwork, like, oh, she's here. So ultimately, I feel I was mainly there for my friend to help anchor the consensus area. Hence my quick in and out with the doc. Like, she wants to get to her patients, right? Her real patients. Not just me there to stabilize. I was there and my job was basically done. So sometimes experienced travelers are called in to act as an energetic support stabilizer, holding the space down and stabilizing a newly activating bubble before the crowd arrives. Now, normally I don't get a job like that. Normally I'm there for other reasons. But still, I was happy to be of service. Have any of you ever visited an astral medical center or helped anchor a consensus bubble like this? Let me know in the comments, please. Until next time, happy astral travels. Lots of love around the world. Here in the USA, it's Memorial Day. So thank you to all the veterans for your service. And thanks to all the veterans for your service around the world as well. I like to think I'm more of an Earth citizen. So thank you, everybody. Lots of love. And happy astral travels.